Welcome to the Mario RPG tier list video. The only Mario RPG tier list that matters. Say a warm welcome to our hosts, Crescendo and our lovely guest host, Gerfdas.
You could ever know, make my wish come true.
Animals drink a lot of water, so Persona 6 is about animals? Chips and...
Will these two put sticker star in anything but F tier? Will Partners in Time get the love it truly deserves? And will they remember the rabbit games even exist? Stay tuned!
What's up, everyone? It's me, the biggest nub on YouTube, Crescendo here, but I am not alone here. So, little known fact, as you guys know, right now I'm going through Mario and Luigi, that series of games on the channel with the Let's Play, but I haven't played many of the Mario RPGs outside of that. So, I decided to call up some help, and ask my good pal Gerfdas Gaming if he would like to join me in this Mario RPG tier list.
Yes, hello.
So, before we do get into this, obviously, go check out Gerfdas Gaming, Gaming's channel.
Thank you.
Right now, or just wait till after the video, because, we need that sweet ad revenue.
Do it right now, or I will appear on your ceiling at 3 a.m.
But, before we do get into this, do you want to just kind of, let people know, what kind of content you make? Just give them the little rundown, Mr. Matt Pat.
Sure. So I do lore / theory / speculation / whatever the hell videos on my channel. Mostly lore and theory type stuff concerning like Mario and Sonic. I have an entire Sonic timeline that I spent way too long making on there.
Great video though.
Thank you. But yeah, I just another lore guy. That's what I do.
Or as Matt Pat would say, the lore! But,
yes.
But he's no longer Game Theory, so that's where you come in. Gerfdas Gaming, the next Game Theory. Anyways,
Oh man.
Are we ready to rank some Mario RPGs?
Yes. Oh, I like how
Alright.
you have them all lined up there. That's nice. I didn't
Yeah,
notice that.
it kind of helps us out. Obviously, so Brothership's obviously S tier. We can't rank that one.
I
gotta
hope
wait a
it's
few-
that good.
I
Like,
hope
I
it's that
hope.
good.
Yeah.
We can't do that one because that one's not even out yet. But we can do the first one that started it all: Super Mario RPG: The Legend of the 7 Stars, not 7 ranks. This isn't Sonic. This is Mario.
Yeah, we're playing League of Legends now. The Legend
True.
of 7 ranks, hard stuck. Yeah, there you go.
But I've played very little of this one. I remember playing a little bit on the Super Nintendo Classic, but outside of that, I have not really touched this game. So I think I'm gonna just turn the microphone to you, and you kind of give your input on this.
Sure. So I mean, oh man, here's the thing. When it comes to a few Mario RPG games, I'm almost afraid to say the wrong thing.
Nah, there's no.
Because
This is the internet. There's no such thing as a bad take. I mean, have you heard my Mario Galaxy slander? I mean, my Mario Galaxy praise?
But yeah, I like Mario RPG. I think it's really good. I played it once back in the day when I was younger, and I didn't get through the full thing. I replayed it again when the remake came out, and I love all the cutscenes and everything. Dad, are we like doing the remake separately?
Oh yeah, we might as well, because like I feel like these two could be different from their counterparts. So I say we do like the remake separate. So based on the original though, where do we feel? I'm kind of like leaning towards like A or B, because it is the one that started it all. It was a good start to the Mario RPGs that I remember. Then again, I haven't played much of it. I played like maybe a couple hours of it years ago, in fact. But from what I remember of it, and I guess like kind of the praise that everyone gives it, maybe it's also like some of the praise comes to the remake, but like the praise that people give it, I'd say like maybe A or B. Just kind of like, you know, like
Yeah, I can
good
see
start.
that.
Good start,
I can see
but
that.
also kind of like middle of the road because it is the first one. So like, it was like, I don't know. I
So
feel
obviously,
like
like C is our mid, right? C is our mid.
Yeah, C is like I want to say C is below. Yeah, I want to say C is like mid, and then B is like average / like good, decent.
Yeah, I would say like good for B, great for A, and S is like life.
The best of the best. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then D is like bad, and then F is just straight up awful.
F is just like, why are you playing this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should add are we gonna add the tier list, or rather the tier 4 we haven't played yet or something? Or
I feel like when we get to those games, we can just probably skip them, honestly.
Alright, that works too.
Just so that we don't have like a tier down here. Just so that F is like the bottom. But where are we thinking? I'm thinking A or B. What do you think? You're more the Super Mario RPG guy, so you've played it more. So you probably have more input that you can give.
So, it's the first time they did it. They did it really well. To be fair,
Yes.
for their first time. I think the story's pretty good. It's not anything too crazy. Like, it's not a Persona 110-hour story where you have all
only.
this crazy shit happening every like 2 seconds. But it's good. It's really good. Gino is obviously the best character, by the way.
We love Gino.
Put that out there, yeah. I would say probably B.
B?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because
it's the first one. You know?
it's the first
I mean,
one, and it's great, but there's just like so many other ones that have come out after it that are just like really good.
If it were back in the day, that thing would be S tier. But
Yeah.
like, because now we have all this hindsight of like, oh, Paper Mario, and now we have Mario and Luigi series, and we have Bowser's Inside Story and Thousand Year Door and all those really good games. Now that we can compare it to those, it's like it's good. But yeah, just not as crazy. But
Yeah.
I'll save my opinions on those for later. But yeah.
So B tier, we say.
Yeah, I think B is fair.
I think
it's
that's a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next is Paper Mario. So basically, the sequel of Super Mario RPG, but I think it was supposed to be the sequel, but Square
Yeah.
Enix like had like a deal with Sony or something because the PlayStation came out. So like
Yes.
because of that, Nintendo handed the rights of the RPG series to Intelligent Systems, but they couldn't use some of the characters because they were owned by Square, so they just kind of did a whole new series, and that's what Paper Mario was, right? That's kind of the backstory of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think at some point it was changed to like Mario Story or something. That might still be the name in Japan. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, that
I know
sounds
it's got
about
like
right.
it was so first it was Super Mario RPG 2, and then they changed it to a different name, and then in the West it changed to Paper Mario at some point.
Yeah.
So
Again, I don't have much to say about this one. I did play a good amount of it, though. I thought it was pretty good. I'd say what I played of it would end up in the A tier. I know that compared to its sequel, it's not it's not as great a scope, but it was a good starting point for the Paper Mario series, and it's still regarded as one of the best Paper Mario games.
yeah, the original Paper Mario is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't do anything too crazy with the story.
Yeah.
But what story is there is really nice. So.
Yeah. So, do we think A tier is a good spot for it? Because I don't think it's quite up to the S's, because the
Oh
S's...
no, it's not S.
The S's are like the best of the best. I feel like we only got a couple that are gonna be up there, but
Yeah.
I think A tier is a good spot for it. I don't, because it's better than Mario RPG,
Yeah.
but it's not quite to the scope of being up in the S.
Yeah, it's either like in B in front of Mario RPG or an A. I'm indifferent either way.
I say we could do A for now, but if
Yeah,
we
it
wanna,
works. It's fine.
if we wanna change it up later, we can like when we finalize our list, we can go back in and change.
Yeah, no,
things
A's
around.
fine. A's fine.
All right, Superstar Saga. This one is
Oh,
a
man.
special one to me right now because I'm playing through it on my channel. I played through it before. Totally legit way, by the way. Totally not through emulation or anything.
Oh yes, of course.
So, I've played the full game before. It's been a couple years since I played through this version. I played the remake, also like in the last few years. But the original is, I want to say it's up there with Paper Mario.
Honestly, I'd put it above Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's what I was
Why?
thinking. So this might be a hot take, but I'm gonna be completely honest here. I prefer the Mario and Luigi combat over the Paper Mario one. So my opinion
Oh, no,
on
I can
like
hear the comments already.
I can hear the pit. I can smell the torches. And hear the metal of the pitchforks at my door right now because of this opinion. But in my humble opinion, I just think how Mario and Luigi controls the ability to counterattack and like not just being stuck there to take damage, because that's how it works in Paper Mario, right?
There's more interactivity.
Yeah,
Mario and Luigi,
it's
so I can see that.
It's more, it's more interactable with what you could do, and it
because you can just not get hit. I'm sure. Okay, so you can super guard in TTYD and stuff.
Yeah.
But in all of the Mario and Luigi games, I don't know if you can do that.
There's always a way to counter.
Super guard. But yeah, you can just it's not just a guard where Mario flips around or whatever. That's cool, whatever. But they literally jump over the stuff. They hit him with the hammer. There's more animation to it and stuff too. So yeah, the interactivity is cool.
And because of that, I just feel overall, I am more of a fan of the Mario and Luigi series. So when we get to there, we might have some conflicting opinions. But I think we both do agree though that Superstar Saga is better than Paper Mario. Paper Mario was a great RPG to start with, but I feel that just what Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga did, we got some fan favorite characters like Fawful in there. It created
great, dude.
Yeah, it created a new RPG series. How I kind of look at it is Super Mario RPG is a Mario game for RPG fans. Wait,
yeah.
Hold on. Wait, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. It's an RPG for Wait. It's a Mario game for RPG fans, and Mario and Luigi is an RPG for Mario fans.
Yeah.
I think I said it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
I know what you're getting at.
Mario and Luigi is more so a game that's if you're a Mario fan, it's not your typical RPG. So if you're not a fan of RPGs, which I'm not the biggest RPG fan, I do like RPGs here and there. But I think Mario and Luigi is that nice middle point between the platforming, puzzling, and then the platforming and puzzle, and then the combat of an RPG. It's kind of a nice middle point.
Yeah, it's a more casual RPG experience for people that aren't super into RPGs. I get what you mean.
And just
yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think that the writing is in this entire series is just great.
Yeah, they definitely lead into the humor.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. The animation is great. The humor is great.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to Bowser's Inside Story yet, but the serious moments that are serious is really cool.
Yeah.
So the writing is really good, but the reason why I'd put Superstar Saga above the other two as well is just because there's a lot of I guess the word is there's a lot of originality when it comes to a lot of the character designs and enemy designs, and sure there's some of that in Paper Mario and Mario RPG for sure. I mean, just look at what I said about Gino earlier, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that, but on a grander scale.
Yeah,
you got Fawful,
because
you got Fleckletta, you got the whole Bean, the whole entire Bean Kingdom is original, and it kind of sticks with the vegetable, Mushroom Kingdom, and then Bean Kingdom, so it kind of fits in. It's it's clever what they did, and then also it's really different, and I really like that a lot. Also the animations and everything on the Game Boy Advance was so everything was popping and everything was super colorful. Yeah, if you're to just compare those original three, I think Superstar Saga definitely wins out, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, though, as much of a fan of Superstar Saga as I am, the next game, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, this one is an easy S.
Yeah, just pop that shit in S. Yeah, that's okay.
There's no debate there. Hold on.
In time.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Oh no, I can see the
I can hear the comments.
Yeah.
But no. 1000 Year Door, this is Paper Mario at its finest. Okay. Not quite. It is, but there's a better Paper Mario game that we'll get into way later on. No spoilers. That takes this game fucking just goes nuts. Not goes nuts with it, but gives it a nice fresh coat of paint. We'll get into that later. But this game itself, it's one of probably the best looking GameCube games. It has a great soundtrack. This is Paper Mario's combat at its best, the story at its best. Okay, well, the next Paper Mario entry is debatably the best in story, but just everything about this one though is just top notch.
I love the lore of the 1000 Year Door with with spoiler alert, but I'm guessing if you click on this video, you probably already know the story of most of these games. But the lore of the Shadow Queen and how they have all of that stuff tied into like astrology, and yeah, there was a lot of thought put into that, and I've been digging into that stuff recently to try and make a video on that. But it's really, really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I'm the lore guy, so of course I would say that. But like that stuff is really cool. The music is fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing.
I will say though, that the battle theme gets absolutely insanely grating in like some parts of the game, where if you're in the Pit of 100 Trials and you're just listening to that same battle theme just like over and over, or if you're in the Glitz Pit and you're just listening to that thing, because like that's if like, how do I want to word this? It's like if an anime like tournament arc was a Paper Mario chapter, that's what chapter 3 is. So then there's a lot of fights, obviously, so you're listening to the same battle theme for the most part,
song over and over and over and over. So you just get sick of it.
So that, I guess it's like, that's like a thing with RPGs in general, though, especially back in the day where there was only like one battle theme per area. The thing is, though, there's only one battle theme in the game besides like bosses and mid bosses and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really good though. That's like really. Oh, and the backtracking. Oh, let me not forget the backtracking.
Oh yeah,
bro. Chapter 4 backtracking with creepy steeple. I was questioning everything. That was way too much. that was way too much. It doesn't dampen the entire experience all that much, and they fix it with the remake, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the original, it was just kind of a slog at some points. But one of the really cool things about the Thousand Year Door is that in most Mario games, it follows a very formulaic pattern where it's World 1 is grass, World 2 is desert, World 3 is water or ice, then World 4 is ice if it wasn't in World 3, then World 5 is jungle, and then So it follows a very formulaic pattern. So Thousand Year Door does the exact opposite of that, right? So like you've got Chapter 1, which is your basic plains area, so that's kind of the same, but there's a dragon instead of just fighting a Koopaling at the end, you know?
Yep.
There's like the entire fortress that you have to go through, and then in Chapter 2, oh god, what was Chapter 2? It was the tree. That place is beautiful, by the way.
Yes.
Like, there's no location like that in any other Mario game that I can think of. Chapter 3 is the tournament arc. Chapter 4 is the spooky chapter. Then Chapter 5, what's Chapter 5? Oh, it's the Keelhaul Key. It's Keelhaul Key.
Yep.
And then, you know, you're going on a voyage, like One Piece type beat type thing. And then Chapter 6 is like, you're on a train.
Yep.
Chapter 6 is
like the murder, right?
Yeah, bro,
Or
that's so
something like
cool.
that.
It's like for a Mario game, there's like this really weird like mystery thing going on, and it was really interesting back in the day.
It's like a change of pace for the game, and it's like
yeah, exactly.
You're past
Everything's
the
constantly new. You don't know what's gonna happen next. Yeah, so
and like especially since you're past the halfway point, so it's like, oh, okay, so this is a little bit of a different like side of things. It like I guess kind of like changes like the gameplay enough to like give you a nice little break from the traditional gameplay for a little bit.
Yeah, it does like RPG in the RPG, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
There's like characters you have to talk to and figure out what's going on, and you know, like almost like a Danganronpa game, I guess, if you're to make a comparison where you're trying to figure out like who's
that
trying
comparison
to.
A lot.
Yeah, where like I guess they're trying to blow up the train or whatever the hell they were doing.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. And then it kind of like stops in between, and then you have to stop at that, like, I don't know if you'd call it a desert. What's it called? Where they stop at the station and you have to get the key for the drawbridge. That area is cool. I like it. It like feels creepy at first, and then it almost has like a Western vibe.
We'll call it Kalmar Desert just for the sake of.
Yeah, it's like you played through the. Have you played through Thousand Year Door?
I played a little bit. I played a good amount of it. I never like beat it, unfortunately. I just haven't had time. Even with the remake, I got it. Actually, it was like I played it.
It's longer for a Mario game, to be fair. It's an RPG.
Yeah. But it's like, just a little side tangent, quick. I got the remake the day that I came out. I had work that night, so I didn't have that. And then graduation was the next day, so I had all that, like, graduation practice, graduation whatever. And, like, after all that was done, I like, wanted to go play Paper Mario. I played about half an hour of it, but I was, like, really tired. So, like, I just didn't really play anything of it since, because I've just been, like, busy.
That sucks.
Other stuff.
Dude,
I will go back and like actually beat this game though,
bro,
because
it's
it's
so good.
really good from what I've played of the original, because I had the original for the GameCube. Unfortunately, I can't reach it because it's like pretty far in my collection. But I played a good amount of the original on the GameCube, and that was excellent.
Yeah, 1,000 Year Door. It's like it's the worst when a game that you're looking forward to comes out at like the busiest point in the year
Yes,
for you.
it's
I hate
so.
that.
That's why I'm hoping with Brothership. Another side tangent. That's why I'm hoping like when Brothership happens, I'll be in college, but hopefully I'll be like settled down, and like finals will be around the corner. But I'm hoping that like it'll be kind of like a nice lower point where I can enjoy the game.
You just go up in a mountain, find a cave, just away from
True.
humanity for like 2 weeks, play the game 100% and then come back.
True.
Turn off your cell phone service, just live up there for a little bit. But yeah, no, 1,000 Year Door is good. Just like some closing statements on it, I guess. The backtracking, not that amazing. Actually, kind of dampens
Kinda
it a
sucks,
bit, not too much. Yeah.
But
In
still a
chapter
phenomenal
7, it's
game,
the
though.
worst, by the way. Oh my
oh
god.
yeah.
Oh my god.
You had to like go to like all the
bro.
previous, like you basically had to go back to all the previous locations.
Oh my god, I wanted to kill that damn Bob-omb. Oh
Yep.
my god, it was like you had to backtrack to every single chapter, and then you had to like jump on him for like half an hour just to get him to wake up, because yeah, that was the worst. So like besides the backtracking and like the repetitive battle theme in some segments of the game,
Phenomenal.
yeah, it's really good. If I'm gonna be hyper technical with this though, are you ready for this?
Let's
I don't know
hear
if
it.
the comments will like this, but I'm actually contemplating if we should put TTYD above Superstar Saga in A instead of S.
Honestly, I'm kind of feeling it because we have the remake, which is like just objectively better. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm just gonna spoiler alert. The remake's gonna be an S, but like,
do you want to just get the remake out of the way? Like we were
Yeah,
gonna do this
just toss
chronologically.
it in.
Let's just get the remake out of the way. We know this is for sure one of the best, if not the best.
Oh my god, bro, it's so good! It's so good.
So honestly, because we have the remake, I feel like that it is fair that we could put the
Yeah, it's
1,000 Year
also
Door
an A.
back down to A, because
Yeah.
it's still a phenomenal game. But we have the remake now, so like if we really want to play the phenomenal game, we have a way better way to play it because it's
And
also on
portable,
modern
too.
hardware.
Play it in bed,
Oh
play it on the
no,
toilet.
it's not 60 FPS though, says the YouTube chat.
It's an RPG game. No one
It's an
cares
RPG.
about FPS. Come on.
I
Unless
just
like
remember-
it's a hyper epic action sequence, and you've got Shulk and Fiora fighting like a rabid
Mechon.
demon monster Mechon, yeah. Like unless it's one of those scenes. I mean, even so, if you're jogged down on the epicness of that type of scene because it's
You're not
30
gonna notice
FPS,
it's 30
it's like,
FPS.
Come on, bro.
Hell, I'm just gonna mention it right now. I'm sure most of you watching this aren't even gonna know that this is rendered in 30 FPS.
Yeah,
Anyways.
the remake is so good.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Fixes all
I
the problems,
apologize in
basically.
advance because TTYD and Super Paper Mario are going to be the games that I go on most of a
Oh,
tangent for.
Super
But,
Paper
like-
Mario is like probably the Paper Mario game I have the most. I've
I'm
played the
biased to
most.
that game 100%. I love. But anyway, the remake though, the remake is so good. Like okay, I love music. I really
Yep.
love music, and going back to that original problem that I had of the music being repetitive. Not only
There's a
do
new
they
theme,
have-
right, for each world?
Yes, there's a new battle theme for every single, not just world, but location. Because
Ooh.
Chapter 7 has like 2 or 3 different battle themes that differentiate where you're on like the ice world, then on the moon, and then in the X-Naut base. There's like all different themes. So
Is it like based on the same theme like the original, but it's like different variations of it?
yeah,
or
but
is it,
it's so heavily like it's remixed so well that it feels like that in a way it feels like every single one of those remixes could just be the original theme that we've always been used to because it's just they're classics already. They all sound so good. I'm a bit partial to Chapter 7's ice theme though. That one goes crazy. But yeah, there's new themes for the bosses. I think like every single boss and mid-boss has like their own theme now. Everything is like orchestrated. There's only like one or two. There's only 2 songs that I prefer the original. Everything else sounds absolutely fantastic. They did an incredible job with the score. There's so many little details that they changed too, though, because like if you play the Thousand Year Door, the original on the GameCube, when Mario's walking like to the back of the screen away from you, basically, he doesn't turn his back to you. They never animated his back walking, but now they changed that. They added that, so like characters have like walking back animations. As weird as it is to word, they can walk backwards now. You can see their butts as they're walking.
Yeah, the Mario Kiai.
Yeah, the Mario booty. But there's also, get this, I don't think many people have realized this, but not only are there those different battle themes, but there's a rendition of each battle theme that's different if you're thinking. So like if you're choosing a move to do, the battle theme kind of winds down and it cuts off a bit of the instrumentation, and it's like literally like the music's thinking as well, which is really cool.
That's actually really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, when a character's ready to attack, like let's say like with Koops, he'll like, you know, double fist and he'll like, you know, get like a fighting stance almost. There's just so many little details in the game. It's like, and I've preached this a million times before already, but it's like, it's almost as like when they got the, you know, the okay to remake the game or whatever wording you want to use.
They went all out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have the ground base for the game. We know what it is. So for the next 4 years, however long the development is, let's just add everything we can and perfect this game.
And they did that very well.
And they did. All of the backtracking they fixed, because with the creepy steeple before you had to go back and forth a million times. Now they added a pipe. Now they added a pipe where you can just go back in like 2 seconds. With the Bob-omb, there's the warp room now. So instead of having to manually go back to each of those chapters, you still do. They're not going to change the narrative of the game, but you can just use the warp pipe room. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of those pipes lead to the same exact room where the NPC is going to be that you have to talk to. Like the one for Keel Hall Key, it's right next to Papatch that you can talk to. So they fixed a lot of the issues. The music is fantastic. They added new bosses. It feels like what the game was always supposed to be.
But it couldn't be because it was limited to GameCube hardware.
Exactly. Yeah. It feels like what the game was always supposed to be.
Yeah. They did very well on the remake. But unfortunately for very well games, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, that's a very... I see a lot of people calling this the black sheep of the Mario and Luigi series.
Why is that? I've never followed the discourse on that.
I want to say it's because it's like different. Because like you have the babies, you have Mario and Luigi, and it's just like not... Because I feel like a big thing is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't like the like bros attacks like items in this game?
Yes, I believe they are.
Yes,
I believe they are, yeah.
That's probably one of the big things, because like with every other game, it's like you would have to use BP in order to use bros attacks, but in this game, they were items, I'm pretty sure. So, and that's like kind of the big thing now, like people are like, oh, because of that, this is like the black sheep of the series. It's not the worst, because there's one that people regard as the worst in the series.
Paper jam! Oh, sorry, I got something jammed in my throat. Go on.
You got some paper jammed in your throat? That's crazy. Why are you eating paper? But
I don't know, man. It's tasty.
But this one, I definitely see like when it comes to like Mario and Luigi discourse. I usually see this one near the bottom, not at the bottom, but near the bottom of the list in terms of just kind of the games, if that makes sense.
Are you ready for something crazy?
S tier.
No, I would put it above Superstar Saga.
Really?
Yeah, we can discuss where we're gonna put it in like the final when we finally put it somewhere.
Yeah. But I want to hear your reason.
Okay, I think the story's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I like the whole alien invasion thing. I think that's
Yep.
really cool. It kind of adds more of a serious tone to it. Yeah, there's the babies, which kind of like make things a little silly. But the reason that they're there is also like there's like an alien invasion and like things are going crazy.
Because it's in a past and like a different... Hold on. In this game, is it a different universe or is it the same universe but sometime in the past?
It's the same universe but sometime in the past. So I think the whole thing is that... God, forgive me. It's been like over 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played this one.
I'm going to get some things wrong. I apologize. But if I'm correct, I believe... I think the Shroobs took over the past... And there's some weird future past stuff going on. But the whole thing is just really cool. I remember like sneaking into the stadium where you had to fight that one green shroom, and there's a lot of tense moments. There's a lot of really cool set pieces because like there is that alien invasion thing. The stakes are like it's one of the highest in the Mario series.
Yeah, like, it really feels high just because there is this alien race of shrooms attacking the Mushroom Kingdom in the past, and here you are with Mario and Luigi, but Princess Peach gets transported to the past. So on top of saving Mario and Luigi, or Princess Peach, you also have to fight off this alien invasion in the past because, like, it may affect the future.
It's less about Peach and more like, holy shit, everyone's
Mario's
dying.
gonna die.
Everyone's dying. So, like, it's the closest the Mario series has ever gone to a fanfiction / creepypasta type of crazy stakes, like, story. And I think they do it pretty well. I'm like, okay, when it comes to like RPG gameplay, I'm not super picky. I just like RPGs.
Yep.
So there's probably some things that people can nitpick here and there. And if I had the game in recent memory, maybe I'd be inclined to agree. It's been a long time since I played. But from what I can remember, I really enjoy, even more than Superstar Saga, just because of the story. I really enjoyed it. So we can discuss where to put it. I would personally put it over Superstar Saga. Where would you want to put it?
Oh, I was thinking, okay, I haven't also played this game in a really long time. This is like a game I played like once, but never touched again. Not because it's bad, no, it's not because of that. I love the Mario and Luigi series. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. That's why I'm replaying it right now on my channel. But when it comes to Partners in Time, that's the one I probably played the least. So I don't know actually. Probably because I've played Superstar Saga more, and I'm more comfortable with the game, and I'm more familiar with it. I would probably put it below Superstar Saga.
That's fair.
Because I feel like, so Superstar Saga, it does have, I noticed when replaying it recently, compared to like Bowser's Inside Story Onward, the combat kind of feels a little clunky at times. It's not bad, but it's clunky compared to the others. And I remember Partners in Time also having a kind of similar problem because it's kind of like the same style of combat. It was like, instead, like, it was before like Mario and Luigi had the ability to like jump twice to like attack an enemy.
Yeah, you have to control the babies too.
Yeah,
so
and then there's the babies as well. Yeah. And like, I remember this game being pretty good though. In terms of like the story, it was a dark one for the Mario series. I don't know though. Like I don't know if I would put it above or below. I would have to replay it.
Put it below. Put it below. That's cool.
I feel like I feel like below Superstar Saga is a fair place for it.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I definitely don't think it's like F tier. Like I think people are putting that in F tier. I think that's crazy.
No, I don't. I see a lot of people putting in like C or B. That's usually where I see it.
That's fine. Yeah, C and B isn't that bad, but
I don't see F tiers for it. Yeah, there's only one Mario RPG I could think of that people put in the F tier.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that one very soon. But anyways, the last of the good super.
Which of us is going to go off on a crazy biased tangent first?
Oh, okay.
I did it for Thousand Year Door. Take the stage. Take the stage.
Okay. This one, I have a crazy ass story for this one. So I think it was like 2017 or 2016, right? Maybe it was 2015. I don't remember the year, but that's not important. Anyways, I was like on YouTube, and there's this YouTuber I watched. I think his name's Sully Poons. He was how I discovered the Mario and Luigi.
Dude, I remember him.
He's how I discovered the Mario and Luigi series. Anyways, he started a Super Paper Mario Let's Play. And I was like, oh my god, it's a new Paper Mario. Keep in mind, this is 2015. So like, I'm not super, like, caught up with the Nintendo lore or what's going on with Nintendo at the time. Because I'm a dumb child. I'm like 10 at the time. So
yeah,
like,
no 10-year-old should be on the internet anyway. I don't blame you.
Exactly. So I'm just watching this Let's Play, and I'm like, this is a really cool game. I want to get it. So like for Christmas that year or something, I got Super Paper Mario, thinking it was a new Mario game, and I really enjoyed it from end to end. I will say the combat is definitely a lot different than its predecessors, but honestly, I wouldn't say it's better, but it's not bad. You know, instead of like, you know, the typical RPG battles, you're like jumping on enemies, whatever, attacking them in real time instead of like turn-based battles. So it's a different approach of the Paper Mario combat system. I feel like this was like the game that kind of led to the downfall of Paper Mario, but it isn't the game that caused the downfall. It was still original. There was still original characters. You had what? You had Count Black, who had a broken heart, so he wanted to fucking just end the universe because of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the lore like his like girlfriend who ended up being the what was her name?
So it's Timpani.
Timpani, that was her name. Yep, that was her name. They were in love or something, but they were like from like enemy, like.
Yeah, he was part of I don't think they were part of like enemy tribes or something, but so he was part of like a shadow tribe or something like that. And one day she found him injured, and she took care of him. Yep.
And then they fell in love, but then his dad was like, "No, you can't have a love. You can't love this person." And then I turned her into this pixel thing. Yeah, that was the story, right? And then because of that, he wanted to seek revenge on the universe and fucking annihilate everything and put it into a void.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, it was his father that got rid of her, and then Bloomier kind of lost his mind, read the Dark Prognosticus, and then turned into Count Black. You know, he started laughing like him and stuff, and he got corrupted basically. There's like the lore with like the pure hearts and how there were the because the Dark Prognosticus was basically like the true one, and then the Light Prognosticus was like them saying no, and then out of fear they made the Light Prognosticus. They were like, don't let it happen. They just out of like a panic state, they made like the pure hearts to like combat the chaos heart and stuff like that. I'm probably getting a few technicalities wrong, but
been a
that's
while
essentially the main idea. Yeah, that's the main idea.
Yeah. And what I especially like about this game is like every chapter is like something different. So like the first one, pretty straightforward. I think it ended off with like a fight against a dragon.
Wineland, I think it's called, or something.
Yeah. But you had like chapters where you have a fucking dating simulator with this Discord
dude, my boy Francis goes crazy.
Francis was he was quite the character. He was
amazing.
He was amazing.
I love Francis.
He was so funny. And there's like a chapter where you're quite literally in hell.
The underwear.
Yep,
yeah,
underwear.
The underwear and the over there. Yeah.
Yep. There was that, and then there was like a chapter where you're fighting through like a bunch of like enemies or whatever, but like halfway through or something, oh, here comes the void, and then the entire world's just gone. So you're walking through void of nothing. So there's that. So like you're kind of like, oh shit, like you can like feel the dread because like I'm pretty sure like the music is gone. It's just the ambient sounds of the void. So like you're kind of like, oh shit, this world is gone. This world is no more.
Yeah, it really did feel like the stakes were super high.
Yeah, the stakes in this story were
like,
really high.
Oh my god.
Like, like okay, so Partners in Time seemed dark. This one felt high stakes, which you do not see in a Mario game ever. So like this was like such like a different approach with the story, and like arguably I feel like the story in this one, like I remember this story a lot more than the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door one. Granted, I played this game, I completed this game, so I remember the story a lot more because of that. I never beat Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, but arguably I want to say that the story in Super Paper Mario is the best in the Paper Mario series.
Do you want to hear a crazy opinion? Or maybe not crazy to you, but perhaps crazy to others. Super Paper Mario has the best story in any Mario game.
Honestly, I would not.
That's it.
I would not disagree. Either that or the next entry in the Mario and Luigi series, I feel.
Yeah, it's up to contention. Like the big three would be like Thousand Year Door, Bowser's Inside Story, and Super Paper Mario would be like the biggest story ones. But yeah, Super Paper Mario is great, man.
It is amazing. I wouldn't go out to call it a masterpiece, but this was like one of the best Mario games I played.
You know, I got it when I was like, oh my god, I think I was 11 at the time. Holy shit, I'm old. But I got it when I was like around 10 years old, and I loved it, man. And a lot of not a lot of them, but some of the story beats don't exactly, you know, when you get older and you get into relationships and stuff like that, your perception of things changes, and some of the story of the game, when you're younger, it seems pretty cheesy, but when you get older, you kind of realize like how meaningful it is, and like how heavy it hits, and so like the whole thing with Count Bleck and Timpani and all that, it's like a very it's a very cliche one, but I think it's a great story. I love it a lot. The whole thing with, and then for some reason they just smoked crack one day and decided to make Luigi the Antichrist. I don't know what's going on with that.
Mr. L.
I don't know what's going on. No, because like the Dark Prognosticus literally says the man in green will end the world or something. It's like, where did this come from? Like, what the hell? So like, yeah, it's like really, the story is super out there. I'll talk about the combat in a second, but as far as the story goes, the story is absolutely fantastic. It's not gonna win like a million Emmy awards or anything.
No.
But
this ain't no end game.
Yeah, for me personally, I really love the story. It touches me. I really love it. The gameplay though, it's New Super Mario Bros. If it was Paper Mario, which I know a lot of people have issues with. I do as well. I mean, obviously the gameplay just isn't as good. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's not bad though.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. That's the thing. Like, I talked to you about this before, but I personally feel like as far as the gameplay goes, like, there's not really a bad Mario game. It's just like, which one has more soul than the other? And I think Super Paper Mario has a lot of soul. There was even if they like dumbed down the gameplay, there is so much love in that story. Characters don't stop talking for like the first 30 minutes of the game, which annoys a lot of people, but they don't stop talking for a reason, because they're spitting, bro. That story is so good.
It's not bland and generic. It actually has a meaning to it.
Yeah, it's funny. The writing is great. In my opinion, the writing hasn't been better in this series than Super Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I think the lore of Thousand Year Door is super interesting. I think the story, there's a difference. I think the story of Super Paper Mario
is better.
It's better. I think, okay, so in my unbiased opinion, I don't think you could argue that the game would at highest probably go in B, because, I mean, the gameplay just isn't there.
Yeah.
That's my unbiased opinion. If we're going by my biased opinion, bro, I'd toss that an S.
Yeah, if it was for the unbiased, or if it was for the bias, yeah, I would probably have to agree. Definitely not as good as Thousand Year Door remake. But like, it is one of the best, like, honestly, one of the best Mario games I ever played. But I feel like just because like the combat, I personally don't have a problem with it. I fairly enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. So like the general consensus would be maybe like low A or to like high P.
I'm sure most people will probably put it in B.
Yeah, but we're not most people, so where do we want to put this?
I mean, my final thing is, listen, super biased, all right? I'm aware, but it is what it is. I'm making the tier list with you, so I would put it over the remake in S. Super biased, crazy.
Really? You would put it
man.
You would put it here?
I would.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. I love it. It's one of my favorite video games. It's not just one of my favorite Mario games, but it's up there as like top 10 video games. I love that story. So
that story is great, but are we also like looking at like gameplay as well though? Or are we just thinking story for like?
That's just my completely biased opinion.
Fair enough.
I would put it in like B if it was unbiased. So wherever you want it. So my choice is like top S. Then wherever your choice is, and then we'll choose the in between, I guess.
I was kind of thinking, what about like in between Paper Mario and Superstar Saga?
That works.
Because I feel like, so obviously I think Paper Mario or Thousand Year Door is just peak Paper Mario. There's no denying that. But then from there, it's like, I feel like that Super Paper Mario is very close behind. If it had the combat of Thousand Year Door, it would have probably surpassed it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we had Super Paper Mario, having the combat of Thousand Year Door, this would be peak Paper Mario, but unfortunately, just because the combat is a little different, it's not bad, but it's a little different.
Yeah,
I feel like
messed up there.
Just because of that, it doesn't hold up as well as Thousand Year Door. So what do we think? Do we think behind Thousand Year Door is a fair place for it?
Yeah, I mean, if we're like, again, if we're asking for like my super biased opinion, to be like over like S. But if we're going by like the in between or whatever, yeah, that's fine. That works.
Yeah. All right. Bowser's Inside Story.
Ooh.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Ooh.
Hear me out.
Yeah, I don't have an argument against that. Bowser's Inside Story is great.
This shit is absolute fire. Okay, so, let's just get it out of the way. Has one of the best final boss themes in the entire series, if not like ever. In the Final is such a fucking banger.
Yeah, it's composed
Great
by
shit.
one of the Final Fantasy composers, I believe.
Didn't she also do what was it?
She's
Kingdom
done a lot of
Hearts.
stuff, I think. Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff.
Okay, yeah. I really hope she's again, side tangent. I really hope she's composing the music for Brothership. Yeah. It sounds like her, but we don't know for sure. But honestly, the story in this, it's not super deep, but we got Fawful. He makes his return. He made a little cameo in
Bro, all
Partners
you
in
gotta do
Time.
is say Fawful. You just gotta say Fawful and stop it there and everyone gets it. Sorry.
Yep.
It's Fawful.
Fawful. Honestly, one of the best antagonists in a game, honestly. Like, he's such a goofy guy, but when he's scheming, his shit goes crazy.
Yeah, he's super, because like we don't have another villain like that in the Mario series besides like Bowser that shows up like every 2 seconds. But the thing with Fawful, which is interesting, is that like for some reason he's still around in Partners in Time, and you're like, oh, I guess this is just a neat reference to the first game or whatever.
But then he
and
becomes the
play,
fucking villain.
Yeah, then when you
in
play
Bowser's
Bowser's
Inside
Story, yeah, then you're like, oh, that's why he was still around. Dude was plotting something.
Yeah,
so,
I love
cool.
that. Like, I kind of look at the first 3 as as kind of like the Fawful trilogy in a way, if that makes any sense. So we had the first one where he's the underling of Cacoetta. So he's just kind of there. He's just kind of scheming whatever, behind the scenes. Since Partners in Time, he's working on his master plan, and that master plan is putting the whole Mushroom Kingdom into a pandemic. Bowser's Inside Story. Just because he wants to get back at the Mario Bros. For beating him in Superstar Saga.
I think he was always planning something even in Superstar Saga.
Oh yeah, he was definitely planning something.
Or something.
If I'm not mistaken, in the Bowser's Minion mode, I think there's like some scene where like he's like kind of working behind the scenes, in the Bowser's Minions mode, where he's scheming against Cacoetta or something. I may be wrong. I haven't played the remake since like 2017 or 2018, whenever it came out, and I certainly have not touched Bowser's Minions since then.
There could be. I think I played the remake, but I didn't finish Bowser's Minions, I don't think. So
yeah,
there could be.
But back to Bowser's Inside Story though. The combat is just top tier. The animation is top tier. The goofiness is top tier. You can play as fucking Bowser. What is there not to love about this game?
Dude, I've always wanted a Bowser game. That's the closest we've ever gotten.
This is the closest we get. And like having like the being able to play as Bowser, and then like having battles that include both the Bros and Bowser. It's just a nice balance. Like there's never a dull moment in this game, I feel. Okay, there's a little tea time in there, but that's just kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, Bowser's Story is great.
It's amazing. I would argue this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's just so good. It is so good.
Yeah, it's really.
But it also introduces us to this yellow bastard.
Starlo. I always hear a lot of people complaining about Starlo.
I don't mind her, but it's just
I
the
don't mind
Luigi
her
slander.
either.
It's the Luigi slander that she gives off and stuff. Because I kid you not, I was playing through Paper Jam the other day. Just side tangent real quick. I was playing Paper Jam, and her first line was, "It's Luigi. Of course he doesn't know what's going on." And it's just like, bitch, shut up.
Luigi.
I don't care. And then it was like I was playing Dream Team earlier because I was testing emulation for when I eventually get. I was testing my totally legit copy.
You were testing it on your totally legit Nintendo
I was testing it on my
console
totally
purchased at
legit 3DS.
GameStop.com. Yes, of course.
Yep, I was testing on my totally legit 3DS to make sure everything was working, and I was playing a little bit of Dream Team, and here she is saying, "Look at you, Luigi. You look all ragged up." And it's like, why are you so mean to Luigi?
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I wouldn't mind. I don't mind Starlo. I do have an issue with the Luigi slander as well. But,
yeah,
she's all right.
She's it's
alright.
nice that like from that game onward we had a companion that was like in every game. So
you need a voice for the bros, you know? Like
Yeah.
in Superstar Saga there was a suitcase, but like, you know, we need someone to talk for him because they're
I thought that was.
I mean,
no, that wasn't Partners. What was Partners in Time?
I think the suitcase carried over to Partners in Time, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, there was a suitcase at some point.
Yeah.
And then he was okay.
But Starlo is like an actual
she ha-
character that like
Yeah, she has a
feels fleshed out.
personality. Yeah, she has.
Her personality is being a
personality.
bitch to Luigi.
Yeah,
But when it's not that,
unfortunately, but, you
when it's
know.
not that, she's a pretty good character when it comes to like her dialogue and stuff. She has some good lines here and there. She's not like mind blowing or whatever. She's just kind of a nice extra side character. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just everything about Bowser's Inside Story though is just like top notch in my opinion.
Yeah, Inside Story's great. As for where I would put it, I would personally put it probably over the original. Hold on. Maybe over Superstar Saga. Personally.
You're saying all the way down in A tier?
Yeah, I would personally put it there. So like the in between, I guess, would be in front of the TTYD original, probably.
Honestly, like I was thinking like this is an S tier. Like I don't know like between these two which one I would put above it. I would have to play them like back to back or like close to each other because I haven't played Bowser's Inside Story in a hot minute. I haven't played Bowser Your Door remake fully. So I feel like it's between these two as like the best Paper Mario or the best Mario RPGs honestly. I want to say like I'm in the crowd. Huge crowd by the way that says that Bowser's Inside Story is an S tier.
Yeah, Bowser's Inside Story is great. Although if we're gonna meet the middle on our opinions, I would put it because like I would put it in front of Superstar Saga. So I guess we should probably put it like in front of our OG T2ID in A.
An A.
Probably, yeah. It's probably like the in between space there. Yeah.
All right, I think that's fair.
So at the forefront.
Yeah. I was thinking like maybe like behind the original Paper Mario in Bowser's Inside Story or the remake in S tier, but I guess like top of A tier works as well.
Yeah, we'll see if there's, I was gonna say we'll see if there's any more S tiers in here, and then the first thing I see is Sticker Star.
Oh wow!
Well, there's our segue. Sticker Star.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've ever had to compare to Sticker Star is a shit that I took last week. So we can go ahead and just toss that in F tier and probably just move on. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I think we gotta talk about it a little bit. That combat, am I right? That combat is top tier.
Oh yeah,
love it.
So
It reminds me of Mario Galaxy in a way, you know.
Oh man.
Anyways, yeah, this game's ass.
Yeah, it's the only like Mario RPG that I've played, and then like halfway through I was like, you know what?
This shit sucks.
I could probably be doing something else with my life, and then just
real
put it
though,
down,
it's like-
and then never touched it again. I remember I was specifically at the part where you're like in the jungle and you have to get the Wiggler's parts back, and
God.
that was so annoying. And like, I don't remember when this game came out. I think it was like 13 or 14. I don't know, but I was playing through it, and at that point I was just like, dude, I can't do it. I just don't want to play this anymore. And I had never said that about a Mario game up to that point. Like even though Super Paper Mario was so different, the story kept me really engaged.
Yeah,
Like with
this
with
one,
this, it was just like there's nothing. It's a nothing burger. It's like the definition of like mid, but what makes it worse than mid is the fact that the series was so much better than this before. So it feels like it feels even more insulting because like it's not like this is the only thing that exists for this series. We have gems that already exist for it. So then when you see this turd, it just it looks even worse. So it's not. I think technically, if we're going by technicalities here, right? Unbiased, it's not a bad game. Okay, it plays, it's functional.
It's a functional game.
There is a video game and it is playable, and I suppose at the very most you could say it's fun at some point.
That's pushing it.
Like what I'm trying to say is here from the perspective of simply looking at it as a video game, than like, rather than tackling the different aspects of it and all that stuff. It's fun. I guess that's the only compliment I'll give it. So like on a completely unbiased scale, I would give it a 5 because it's completely mid. There is just no substance. There's nothing there. There's just it's gameplay and it's fun. So I guess mid.
It's got graphics, gameplay, and music.
It's got graphics. It looks good for a 3DS game. There's some character models and stuff that looks good. It's
the music's
fun.
good.
The music's good, yeah. So like it's a functioning video game. There are aspects of it which are fun. It's good. That's points.
But the main core of the game just sucks
like,
ass.
But like so here's the thing. Because we had Paper Mario before this, because we had TTYD, and to an extent because we had Super Paper Mario, we know what the series is capable of. We know what it can do in terms of gameplay and storytelling. That's why I think a lot of people hate it as much as they do, including myself. I don't want to say I hate it, but I definitely don't like it. So that's why people are as hard as it. Does that make sense? That's why they're as hard on it as they are.
Because we have source material to look at.
Exactly.
To like kind of compare it to. If it was the first Paper Mario game, then maybe
it would have been okay.
Yeah, it would have been fine because we wouldn't have had these masterpieces. Okay, I hate using that word, but we wouldn't have had these great games that came before it. If it was the first one, then yeah, okay, sure. It's like an introduction to Paper Mario. It's a basic story, but it works. It's bland, it's unoriginal, but like it works as like a first game for Paper Mario.
It's like New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's it. You know?
Yeah, there's just But like since we had all these games that had original characters, original like, ideas before it, there's just no way that it could hold up to those great games.
There's no substance. There's no soul to it. It's just it is a product. If you enjoy Mario, you will consume. You will buy it on day one, and you will play it. You will enjoy it. It is that meme. Just like it is a physical version of that meme. So like
pretty much, yeah.
We're going by biased, which I think this isn't even biased. I feel like everyone feels like this way, but well, I'm gonna toss that an F. It can't be anywhere else but F. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe because it has some redeeming qualities. It has it looks good for the 3DS. It has some good music.
It's got graphics.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Graphics.
But I was thinking like just because there's not objectively an F tier Mario game, I was thinking maybe D tier. Like
as long as it doesn't go anywhere near C, then I'm okay with that.
No, it's definitely not C tier. There's a couple Paper Mario games or other games that are coming up that I would put into C tier, but this is definitely not close to that.
Yeah, because like if I were making a list of like the Sonic games, let's say, then like for example something like Sonic 06 would go in like the lowest tier because at that point like it's not even a sticker star thing where like the game is functional, the game is like fun in aspects of it. There is aspects of it that are good like the music and stuff. Sonic 06 literally does not function as a video game. It breaks down at any given point. Half of the experience is listen, I adore Sonic, okay? I fucking love the series.
You suffered through making a whole timeline of it. You love that shit.
Yes, but the game, I mean, I'm not saying anything new here. Everyone knows this. Everyone's seen like the million YouTube Sonic 06 documentaries. The game doesn't work. So like sticker star works. So it's not an F. It functions.
I think D tier is a good spot for it. I think if the comments go crazy and be like,
why did you put it in the F tier?
well then just shut up. You're a nerd. You need to go outside. You need to go touch some grass.
They'll understand. So
yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna fight it being in D tier. If we put it in S tier though, we might have some content.
No, I didn't even have a bit for that. No, we can put that back down. All right, Dream Team.
Dream Team. We're back to some good games.
It's good.
I'd say B tier. I don't know about.
I can understand that.
I don't know about A tier. So, like, this is the last of the Mario and Luigi games that had original ideas. So, basically, the little rundown of this, we got Phantasma, which you can see that little bitch right there. You can, he's kind of the main antagonist, well, with Bowser. Bowser's the main antagonist, but he's also a main antagonist.
He's like the supporting antagonist.
Yeah.
Not really. You think he's the main one at first, yeah.
Yeah, you'd think he's the first one, but then Bowser comes around and Bowser's that one. And, like, the whole thing with this is he wants to... isn't it he wants to use the Dreamstone or something to like terrorize Pilo Island?
It's your basic plot. Character has to use stones or magical item to meet goal of world domination.
Yeah.
Chaos Emeralds, Infinity Stones. It's that type of thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
And like, so this one, it has like, it kind of follows Bowser's Inside Story a little bit, where it's like, it has like those giant battles and whatever. I don't know if I prefer the ones in this game or the Bowser's Inside Story ones. Both have their ups and downs. So
the Inside Story ones are more memorable.
Yeah, those ones are more memorable. Like, I remember you fighting frickin' Bowser's Castle.
The train station or whatever.
The train station. The like windmill or whatever it was. The only giant battle I can remember is the Z Keeper, and then like Bowser.
I don't even remember any of the giant battles from Dreams in Illinois.
And even then, I don't even remember like what they were. I just remember those were giant battles. So I think in the aspect of that, Bowser's Inside Story is better with the giant battles. But like the combat in this game, I'm just gonna say it. The Mario and Luigi series has had a consistently good combat its entirety of its life. So like the combat's there, it controls well. I feel like what kind of brings this one down though is the amount of tutorials.
I feel like that's just a Nintendo thing. I won't lie.
Yeah, but I feel like in this game, like even up till the end, you were still getting tutorials. What was his name? Like Prince Dreamberg or something?
Oh, dude, I don't remember. It's been like 10 years at this point.
Yeah, but
Over 10 years.
I'm pretty sure that was his name. But like this game, he like acts as like the tutorial when it's not Starlo. He basically takes over Starlo's role as the tutorial, and she's just kind of.
Oh, she's in that game. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, wait, she's not in Dream Team.
No. She's in the game. She's the one that like does like the Luigi actions in the outside world while you're in the dream world. Like when you're doing like the touchpad and you're like wiggling Luigi's nose or something. She's the one that's doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember. I don't really remember much about this game though. I know that the tutorials can be excessive though. There was I do remember really liking the boss theme though.
The music for that game was great.
Yeah, the music in that game was great. It looked really good for a 3DS game. Like, it had some like great areas and stuff. We had like
Dude, Bowser's theme in that game, the final boss theme. Oh my god,
that was insane. That was great.
Not
as good as. Oh, you can go. Sorry.
Oh, I already know what you're gonna say. I think so. You're gonna hate what I'm about to say.
You're gonna say it's better
than in the final. Yeah, I think it's better. In my
it
opinion.
could be close. I'd have to listen to both of them. I remember them being both really good. I think I prefer it in the final though because like it's just like the build up.
They're both super good. So like that's fair.
It's like the build up though. Like you know, like to that moment, it was just like and like the dialogue that led into it or whatever. Between like Dark Bowser and Bowser or whatever, the dialogue like really made you feel like, oh shit, this is truly the final fight. I know Dream Team had kind of had that, but like it wasn't to the extent of Bowser's Inside Story, and just like I don't know, it's like this one is a weird one. I don't know. It has a lot of like things that it did well, but it's also like things that like I don't remember like much of. If that makes sense.
So like the way I feel about it is that so it seems like there's a pattern with these games where Sticker Star was abysmal and it was just a completely different direction for the series. So Super Paper Mario was like the what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it's like the build up to that. I know there's a different thing, I can't remember it. But so Dream Team feels like that, but for Mario and Luigi. So like it's not
like the beginning of the end, kind of.
Yeah, with Super Paper Mario, it's easy to point out. It's like, oh, with the gameplay, yeah. But with Mario and Luigi Dream Team, I can't point to a specific thing that says that it's that, like with the gameplay with Mario. I feel like with Dream Team, it's just as a whole. Like I'm trying to think of the game as you're explaining it and talking about it, and I only can seem to remember the fights with Phantasma. I remember those were sick, by the way. And then the whole thing with Bowser at the end, and I remember a really cool moment that's always stuck with me is when Luigi finally gains some confidence and kind of lowers his hat and like they tap on it so he can, you know, do the thing in his dreams or whatever. That part was really cool.
Yeah, that
I think. Yeah,
I
so like the.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I
No,
was
it's
gonna
okay.
say,
Go
I
ahead.
like that this game, like takes Luigi's character and like really builds on it. That's what I really liked about this game. Like Luigi is like kind of the focus in this game. I mean, it came out in the year Luigi, so of course he's gonna be like more of a focus. But like, it really like built Luigi's character, I feel, in the Mario and Luigi series.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it built his character a bit, just in general with the series. Like I feel like that moment in specific, the one that I mentioned, where like he lowers his hat, I think kind of says a lot about his character because like he's always portrayed as the
Coward,
the cowardly one, but he's not really. He has his fears, but like if there's something important enough, like his own brother, then he'll fight for it. So
yeah,
I've always really loved that about his character. So I think what I was gonna say was that I really like the set pieces in Dream Team. The idea of going into dreams, and then all like the multiple Luigi thing, and then with
the
that
dreamy
Tasma
Luigi.
and Tasma just looks aesthetically cool in my opinion. She's like, it was a she, right? I forget. For
I want to say Tasma was a boy.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but Antasma was cool. I liked her design.
Antasma was
really cool.
was a cool villain, yeah. Definitely not Fawful tier, but like in
no,
terms of
Fawful's in a
like,
league of his own. Fawful's like S+ tier. Dude's hilarious. But Antasma's really cool. And then the thing with Bowser, I really like a lot because it feels like because Bowser's always been the quintessential like main antagonist of the Mario series, and everyone knows about him. Even people that don't know about video games know like Mario and Bowser and Peach and whatever. So he's always been this guy that just gets absolutely just destroyed in every one of the games, and it feels like after a while that animosity that he's built up is just over years and years. And I was talking about this to you the other day, but it feels like, I mean, this is going to sound like a dramatic way to put it, but if the series were to end there, it would make total sense, because this is like the fight, everything is led up to this fight. Bowser has the Dream Stone, and his dream has always been, you know, conquering and defeating the Mario Bros.
Yep.
And he finally has the specific device that is literally made for, you know, that can literally make that happen. So it just the set piece of that, just the build up to that is so cool, and I think the music reflects on that, and like the music is super grandiose, and the instrumentation and everything, it just feels so, I don't know, it just feels so like final. Ironically, because it's not the song that's called in the final, but it feels final. So like I
it feels
don't know.
like the finale of it feels like the end of an era.
Yeah, it feels like this is the moment. Like this is the fight. Like it's Mario and Luigi versus Bowser, but it's Bowser like, with like all of his dreams come true, and he's this massive threat, and he's bigger, he's stronger, it's really, really awesome. So to make a long story short, I like the set pieces in Dream Team quite a lot. As a whole, though, I think the experience, at least compared to the others, is a tad more forgettable because, ironically enough, even though it's been longer that I've played Superstar Saga, I can remember a lot more moments from Superstar Saga than I can of Dream Team. So, personally, I would probably put Dream Team maybe below...
Paper Mario?
I would put it... do I put it above Paper Mario? Probably above Paper Mario, under Partners in Time. Makes the most sense right now.
Yeah,
That's where I would put it, wherever you want to put it.
Yeah, because like, so it's not lacking any of the originality that we see in like, especially in this era of like Mario. It was like after Color Splash, or not Color Splash, after Sticker Star happened with Paper Mario, and then, you know, Mario and Luigi games around the corner, it was like, oh shit, is Paper Mario, or is Mario and Luigi gonna follow the same fate? But it didn't, so it was like still a creative game. But yeah, it's still, I feel like it's like one of the more forgettable Mario and Luigi games. It's not a bad one though. I enjoyed my time with it. It has its flaws, but overall, I still think it's a solid game. So yeah, like, again, it's my bias towards the Mario and Luigi series. But I would agree, probably above Paper Mario, because again, the combat is like the big part of the game. So like, if I prefer the combat, and if the story's still pretty good, and if it's like still creative, and it's like still a good game, even if like Paper Mario, more people may enjoy it more. As long as like Dream Team, or like I guess in any case, as long as the game has like that soul, and like the gameplay is great or whatever. If I enjoy it more,
There was heart in it. There
Yeah.
was heart put into it, you know?
yeah. So yeah, I agree with this placement, honestly.
It does feel, though, like... It does feel a bit stagnant in the sense that... I mean, the whole going into Dreams thing is like going into Bowser. And then the whole
Yeah.
Luigi turning big is like Bowser. So, and like, there's a lot of really cool set pieces, but in terms of originality as well...
It kind of overlaps
it does
Bowser's Inside
borrow,
Story.
quite a bit, it seems like, from Bowser's Inside Story. So, it's good.
Yeah.
It's just a little forgettable, unfortunately.
Yeah. Speaking of forgettable,
Oh man, Paper Jam. Here's the thing: it's not a sticker star type deal.
no,
It's not.
Honestly, I would probably put it in the B tier. I don't think it's quite down to C, because I feel like there's a couple games I could put C, but I feel like this one's like at the tail end of B. Because at the end of the day, it's still a Mario Luigi game, it still controls great, it still is fun to play. This is my bias definitely speaking, because I fucking love this series. But no matter how bland it is, at the end of the day, it's still a fun game.
Yeah.
It's still fun to control the characters. It's fun to like use like the trio moves and like the trio attacks and whatever. That was a nice addition. It's Mario and Luigi, not at its best, but like still fun combat, still fun gameplay. Very unoriginal story though. That's why it's like lower on the list.
Gonna be honest, I'm trying to think about. I'm like the same issue that I have with Dream Team. I'm trying to think about anything from the game. And the only thing that I can remember is saving those damn toads.
Oh my god!
Over
you know, you just
and over
reminded me of something that scarred me. So maybe I will move it down to C tier.
Dude,
No.
I mean, so here's the thing. I would personally put it in C, because like C's mid, right? So like it's a 5.
It's
So
a
I
mid,
would
yeah,
I
it is
would
mid.
yeah. So like you can put it under 7 stars, honestly, Super Mario RPG. But like personally, I feel like it goes in C, because in terms of like, again, we've mentioned this a lot in the video already, but originality is important, and
Yeah, and
Mario-
this just doesn't have that.
yeah, and Mario RPG had a lot of that, and then there's Paper Jam, and it feels very sterile, and the only 2 things I remember is Bowser combining with Paper Bowser at the end. And
Yep,
then,
and like cardboard Bowser or whatever it was. Yeah.
yeah, and then
then those
saving
damn
the
toads.
I'm not kidding, actually. If you were to ask me what the main like story was, I couldn't tell you. I only remember running around in like grassland areas saving toads. Probably like every 5 seconds, it was just saving toads. It was just saving toads.
Yeah,
the game.
those-
I don't know, man.
What I hate about this one is, so usually the Mario and Luigi games are pretty good with like their little mini games in there, but this
Oh, yeah.
one, those mini games were literally, there's the papercraft battles, which were fine, but they were flawed. They were definitely not as good as the
Wait.
giant battles.
What were the papercraft battles?
It was like
I
you would
can't remember.
you would like draw. You would use these like papercraft things.
Oh
There
god,
like-
was it a thing where you had to like? I think it's like I think it's a type of Japanese game where you put 2 different like figures something on a table, and then you like pound the table to like get them to like knock each other over or something. Wasn't there a
It's
paper
kinda
game
something.
like that?
It was
or
kind of
something?
similar to that. Yeah, it was kind
Yeah.
of similar to that.
Yeah.
It was so like it was these giant ass like cardboard versions of characters, and like you would control them and you would defeat enemies, and then there'd be a boss or something, and then like you'd have stamina or whatever. You'd have to go back, do a rhythm game to replenish the stamina or whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. All I know is it wasn't as good as
I
the
don't even
giant
remember
battles.
that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
But-
I don't remember any of that.
All I remember is the Yoshi one kind of sucking. The Bowser one could have been good, but it was the giant boss gauntlet, so that one is just really long. That's all I remember about those. But no, like, yeah, this game, the originality just isn't there. But I mean, we did get some like the first appearances of some enemies in the Mario and Luigi series with like the Koopalings, Woo,
Oh yeah, they were in that game. That's
Yeah.
right. That
And
was
then
a
like
thing.
King Bob-omb was a boss that was kind of cool. But like again, it's like
Yeah.
we only had these characters as
It
bosses.
got Paper Mario-ified because if you notice, King Bob and the Koopalings are from the mainline Mario game, so it's
Yeah.
like they just started doing that in Mario Luigi as well.
I was just gonna mention it's like because of like the fact that they didn't use original characters. That's the only reason why we got these like characters from the mainline series that we haven't seen in a while. Like if it wasn't for that, if it was like, you know, I think the biggest thing to me is like the fact that Paper Jam had so much potential with the source materials of the two like series. Like, there was so much that they could have done with that, and I almost like want to do like a video of what Paper Jam could have been or whatever. But like just because like the potential was there and like the outcome was just this bland new Super Mario Bros.-ified Mario and Luigi game. Yeah, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think C tier is a good spot for it. It's nowhere near as bad as Sticker Star, but like compared to its predecessors, and hopefully compared to
Yeah,
its
it's just not
successor,
comparable to the others.
It's just
It's not.
it's still a fun game. It still runs. It's still really fun to play, but like there's just nothing that's making me dying to play it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like I know I've said this a few times already, but I'm struggling to remember it because I want something like substantial to say about the game, but I really, for the life of me, can't remember. I
King
can't.
Boo was in the game. Luigi's Mansion reference.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was in like Gloomy Woods or something it was called. His boss fight included like you using Mario and Luigi, and you would have to like save Paper Mario, and then Paper Mario would join your party, but then one of his boos would come back, steal Paper Mario, and rinse and repeat until the end of the boss or whatever. That's all I
see.
remember. Granted, this one does hold a special place, because like Bowser's Inside Story was the first one I played. I borrowed it from some friends when I was younger, but Paper Jam was unfortunately the first one I beat. So like because of that, it holds a special place in my heart. But I'm not a nostalgia bitch when it comes to this game. I don't have much nostalgia for this game
You know
outside
how
of like
old I feel when you say that your first Mario RPG was Bowser's Inside Story? How could you do that to me? You know how old I feel? I'm sitting here like,
Oh man, I remember the release of Superstar Saga and Thousand Year Door.
and then you're like, oh yeah, the first one that I played was like in. I'm like, oh. That's
But yeah,
right,
like,
I'm old.
yeah, but yeah. At the end of the day, though, like, it's not a bad game. It's just
Yeah, it's not bad.
it's
just
bland.
Yeah.
There's not much.
There was
else
no
to say about it.
experimentation. There was no. They were in at that point of like stagnant Mario games where it was like New Super
Keeping it
Mario
safe,
Bros,
yeah.
Sticker Star, Paper Jam type deal where everything was just like super safe and like. Yeah, that's the era that we were in. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, and that kind of carries over to our next game, Color Splash.
Ooh.
I don't. It's definitely not D tier with Sticker Star. It's a step up, but it still has kind of the same problems where it's like the combat's not that great because like you had the battle cards, whatever. But I do remember this one having way better writing and being a little bit more interesting.
It was cheeky from the. I haven't played it myself, but from the pictures that I've seen.
Yeah, there's some great dialogue here and there, but the experience itself, I don't know. It's like kind of like we're going in the step, like a step in the right direction, but we're not close to there yet.
Yeah.
There was another Paper Mario game that was even closer, but still not there. But this one was like, it's fine. It's a game. It works. It looks great because like it's the first HD Paper Mario, so it looked phenomenal on the Wii U. So there's that. But like at the end of the day, I really can't tell you much about the game. I don't really remember it well. So.
Again, it was in that era. It was
Yeah.
like. just
It's
kinda
like
stagnant.
these three games struggle from even this one, but like these three especially like struggle from like the not being really memorable.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's unfortunate that these series were at that point, but I think right here is a good spot for it because again, I prefer Mario and Luigi combat over Paper Mario, and this is like Paper Mario, but it's trying to be gimmicky, but really bad gimmicks. So like since this comment remained the same as it has before, I just think objectively it's a better game.
Yeah, I mean,
Mario plus Rabbids.
Before we go to Rabbids,
yeah.
I just want to say, like, I feel like for me personally, when it comes to, because I can't talk too much about Color Splash because I haven't played it personally, so my opinion doesn't matter too much on the game if I haven't played
Your
it.
opinion is invalid.
Invalidated. Nah, but like when it comes to Paper Mario, like the best way that I can TLDR the way that I feel about the series and like what it's become, is if you've watched any of the YouTubers that have talked about it, the storybook series versus the pop-up book series, I feel like that's a great way to differentiate it. That's how I feel exactly, where it feels like, you know, it's understandable why people would enjoy that stuff, you know, in terms of the pop-up book series with Sticker Star and Color Splash and Origami King and stuff. It's understandable why people would enjoy that. God, it's just not for me, man. I don't know. It's
just not as
the story. The storytelling, I wouldn't even say that it's. See, I'm inclined to say that it's not as good. I'll just be upfront with that. Yeah. The storytelling just, it isn't there anymore as much, and I've heard people say great things about Origami King, and we'll get to that later. But, and that it's a step in the right direction. I haven't played it. I'm happy about that. That's the case. It's really cool. But the storytelling just isn't. It feels like what I was trying to say in all of this tangent is that it feels like a different series. It doesn't. It doesn't feel like Paper Mario. Because like again, even though I haven't played it, I've seen gameplay, I've seen the cutscenes, so like I know what's going on, and it just doesn't feel like the same series. So I feel like a great way to differentiate it is that like storybook and then pop-up book series where it's just different. It's just different. What can you do? So, Rabbids. I haven't played it. I don't know. I guess it's all right.
From what I know, people get or become outrageous when you say that anything bad about these games. So you know what? Just for that. Anyways,
it's probably good. It's
probably
good.
It's like I heard it's like a tactical RPG from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's tactical RPG. You know, like what is it called? Like Alien Recon? I don't know. It's like based on those types of games. Yeah. It's that type of gameplay. I think it's even made by the same devs, isn't it? Ubisoft? Well, it's Rabbids, so it has to be Ubisoft, I think.
Yeah. Something like that.
But yeah. So they're probably good. I haven't played it, so I can't speak on it. I've heard great things, and
I've heard it's
fun.
A decent.
So that's cool.
I heard it's a fun enough series of games.
Yeah, it's probably a good time. I haven't played it, can't talk so much about it, but yeah, people enjoy it. That's great. Whatever, I don't know.
Superstar Saga remake. Better than the original, I want to say.
Sure.
Because, it does like it really was like so. Superstar Saga is one of those games that I feel like it holds up well today. But like it was in desperate need of like a modernization, where like, you know, like the control, like it controls better and stuff. Because as I mentioned earlier, it kind of felt a little bit clunky. Like this and Partners in Time kind of felt clunky, but in the case of the remake, it doesn't really feel that way. Plus, like how it looks on the 3DS, I wish this was on the Switch, but unfortunately it wasn't. So, but for like on the 3DS, it looked phenomenal. Like they kept like the what is it? The kind of like 2D, like I don't even know how to explain it, but like instead of it being like kind of open like areas like in Paper Jam or Dream Team, they kept that kind of like OG look, I guess you could say.
They kept they did a really good job of staying true to the game's original sprite animations and pixel art, and they translated it well to, you know, the newer game.
Yeah. And like, sure, I feel like I like the animation of the original better, but there's just like a lot that this game did that just made it a better experience overall. Because I think there's like on the Game Boy Advance version, we had to like go through all the like different like the like shoulder buttons in order to like switch between the different like moves you could do in the overworld or whatever. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or if you want to correct me, Gerfdas Gaming. But if you want, I'm pretty sure though there's like a way, like it's like on the touch screen or something, you could like switch between the different like abilities you can use in the overworld. like a lot quicker. You don't
Yeah,
have to, like,
I think there was. I think there was. They
And, like,
they kind of streamed that as
so, and, like,
streamlined it a little bit.
little quality of life features like that really helped it, in my opinion. And then like Bowser's Minions, it was a fine enough side mode. I wouldn't go back to beat it or play it again. Maybe I would eventually, I don't know. But it added some like context to some like kind of like behind the scenes of like what kind of happens, like, you know, when Bowser, like in between Bowser going from like Popple to Bowletta or whatever it was called. We gotta kind of see that happen in Bowser's Minions. So because of that, it also added some more story bits to it. So it kind of expanded the story of Superstar Saga, which was kind of nice. Overall though, I just feel like it doesn't have the charm of like the Game Boy Advance sprites or whatever, but like even though like it doesn't have that like as much charm, it still holds up well as like a good remake for the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think I finished the remake back around when it first came out.
Yeah, that's about
I
what I
don't.
did too.
Yeah, I don't think I finished the side story though. I think I got close, but I just got kind of bored, I guess.
Yeah, the side mode wasn't really fun, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it had like those good story things that you were talking about. Here's how I feel about those two Mario and Luigi remakes. In a perfect world, and at the risk of sounding very greedy,
They would have been on Switch.
Here's how I would have done it. The first 3 Mario and Luigi games
In a collection.
for the Switch in a collection. Yeah,
True.
I think that would
Preach,
have
brother.
been that.
Preach.
Yeah, I think it's a greedy ask, especially when Nintendo's concerned. But I think that would have been like the best way to do it. We never got a remake for Partners in Time. I can understand that because I guess it's not the most well received among the games. I enjoyed it, but whatever.
I feel like though.
I feel like those 3 games should have been remade collection
Yeah.
on Switch. Yeah.
And I feel like though, because I don't think we really have much else to say about Superstar Saga. We've already kind of mentioned everything about Superstar Saga we wanted to already.
You're
guess
kind of
just-
out for me a little bit.
There's just not much like else to talk about with Superstar Saga, I don't think.
Yeah, Bowser's Inside Story remake too. I feel like it's kind of. I mean, they're remakes, right? So you don't have
I
too much to say. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this one definitely isn't as good as the original. Like, honestly, I would say it's a worse remake than Superstar Saga's remake. Like, don't
I
get
never
me.
even picked it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
I think the game only like sold like 20,000 or something. I'm one of those people that have the game. It's not worth like a crazy amount right now. Like between the two of these, it's like sure it's Bowser's Inside Story at its core, so it's still a great game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm looking at it. It's like so we have Superstar Saga that was in desperate need of okay, maybe not desperate need of a remake, but it really benefited from getting a modernization. Partners in Time is a game that could have also like really benefited from being modernized, but instead they went with
Inside Story. It wasn't even that much of a gap from the original release and the remake.
yeah, and like because of that, it was like 10 years, so it was kind of like a Skyward Sword HD kind of deal, or just any HD like Zelda like remaster. It's like a 10-year gap or whatever. But like I feel like that sure. Like Bowser, like so this one it has the same like extra story bits or whatever like that Bowser's Minions added with Bowser Jr.'s journey. But like I feel like that just compared to the original, there's just not as much of that charm. So like because of that, it's just objectively a worse remake. Even though I like Bowser's Inside Story more as a game, if we're looking at it from like the standpoint of a remake, it really fails at like delivering like what a remake should. It really fails.
Is it just the animations that just aren't as good, or
like the animations aren't as good. I gave people crap for giving Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door remake crap for running at 30 FPS, but like Bowser's Inside Story runs at 60 FPS on the 3DS. This one doesn't. It's not a big deal, but like I don't know. It's just not. It's hard because it's a weird situation with me in this game. There's things that it does well.
it's the original, but just a bit more soulless. And
Yeah,
didn't need a remake.
It
So
really
it's
it
puts
really
in an
feels
awkward
like
spot.
that like in terms of like the game, it feels like it was rushed, at least compared to the Superstar Saga remake, because like it was like right after this game came out, Alpha Dream went bankrupt. So,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they were running out of money, and they were like, "Yo, what do we do?" They were like, "I just release Inside Story again. Just throw it out there."
Yeah, because so I guess going back to the 30 FPS conversation, Superstar Saga's remake ran at 60 FPS on the 3DS, I'm pretty sure. So like it totally could have been possible for Bowser's Inside Story's remake to run at 60 FPS. But I feel like that just because at the time Alpha Dream was going through like financial problems and stuff. It was probably because of that they didn't have the ability to make it run as smooth. So because of that, it just I don't know. It feels like it feels like an unnecessary remake. That's kind of how I see Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. It's not a bad game, of course, but in terms of like a remake, it doesn't stand the test of time as other remakes. It's kind of like there was other options out there. Partners in Time could have gotten a remake. That would have been probably good. But this it's an alright remake. It's not a bad game because, again, the core of the game is great, but it just doesn't hold up to the original, in my opinion.
Unless there's like a substantial improvement in technology over time, over a short amount of time, or unless it's been like 20 years, I don't think a game should be remade, because Thousand Year Door came out originally in 2004, then it got the remake until 2024. It needed a lot of improvements, and we just talked about how the Paper Mario series was sterile, so there was a lot of reasons to go back to that and remake it. So it really came out at a perfect time, and really it was the game to remake, because that's like the fan favorite. Sure, Paper Mario, the original as well, but Thousand Year Door especially, so that's why the remake for that game was as big of a deal. But it seems like for Inside Story, it was like, yo, we need money.
Yeah, it wasn't made out of love.
Just send it out.
It wasn't made out of love, it was made out of financial debt.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was like passion and stuff put into it, but it is what it is. I mean, if you were to compare the two, that definitely you can notice those types of things. But Origami King, though.
This one, it's again a step in the right direction. I don't know if I would put it over paper. I don't know. These two are kind of neck and neck because, okay, Origami King, it kind of brings back some of the elements. It gets rid of the stupid card gimmick. Instead we get the ring battle system. I was never like bothered by it. It does get repetitive after time, but like the boss battles were pretty interesting because of it, and like the puzzles, like and the attacking, whatever, was kind of fun as well to like figure out the puzzles and whatnot. But I do get where people come from. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of generic. I mean, we don't have paper toads anymore though. We got origami toads. Whoa.
Oh my god.
So again, step in the right direction. We had partners kind of return. We had some bangers like Bowser Jr. and Kamek. I think there was like some sort of like Indiana Jones type toad who was like an archaeologist or something. I think he was like a partner. There was Bobby. He was my favorite. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, I always hear the whole Bobby thing.
Yeah, Bobby was probably the best partner in that game. He had like the most character or whatever. Brother sacrificed himself for this origami bitch. It's always the yellow bitches, I swear. But no, again, like the writing, it was pretty good. And then like Bowser wasn't the villain in this one. Instead it was like Prince Ollie or something, whatever his name was.
Yeah, the purple origami dude.
Yeah, the purple origami dude. Thanos.
Do we ever find out like what he is when he's not rolled up into origami? Or...
I think he is just origami. Because I'm pretty sure Olivia, that's the name of the like your partner person.
Yeah, yellow origami Starlo ripoff. Yeah.
Yeah. She was also, I think, just origami. I don't remember the lore. I played halfway through the game, so like I don't remember all of it. But I did enjoy my time with it. I don't know if I would put it above Paper Jam or not, though.
I definitely wouldn't put it in with Mario RPG.
No, it's definitely not B tier. I still think it's in C tier. But I feel like it had more going for it than Paper Jam, because I still like, even though it's like kind of generic, still I remember more bits of it than I did with Paper Jam.
Yeah, it's also at the top of C. It's the best of the mid, I guess.
I think it's the first spot. Sparks of Hope. Mario Galaxy reference, F tier.
Yeah, I haven't played that either. So
Yeah.
like, maybe it's good. I don't know.
I heard it's better than the first, but Mario RPG remake.
Go ahead and toss that sucker over Partners in Time. Honestly.
So not better than Superstar Saga.
Well, let me think for a second. Because, like, the remake added the cutscenes. It added, like, I think a few extra fights, like, in
Yeah.
where you can, like, refight some bosses and a new boss as well. So it added some stuff. The cutscenes are great. It adds personality to the game and to the characters, for sure.
Honestly, I'm just kind of thinking, though, because, like, if this game was in a desperate need of a remake, I honestly feel like that maybe we could put it in between these two.
You know what? Put it right next to Super Mario. Personally. Yeah,
That's valid. I haven't played much of this game. I haven't really had much time to play this game much, but just, you know, it's the fact that, like, it's such an old game. It was in desperate need of a remake. And the remake did phenomenal stuff for it. It, like, kind of, like, recontextualized the original. Like, it's still the same game at its core, but, like, the extra cutscenes, just the game itself.
It added those really cool battle cutscenes as well if you use, like, special attacks.
Yeah, and just, like,
So that's really
it
cool.
just had, because I'm sure there's quality of life stuff that was added in there as well. So, like, this is, like, the definition of a game that needed to be remade for the modern audience. And because of that, they did a good job with it, I think,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's basically, I mean, the same way that I feel about, you know, the OG Super Mario RPG, where, like, yeah, it's good. Not too much to say about it. It was the first one.
Yeah.
The remake added some stuff. It's really good. So yeah, I guess I'd put it there. Why not?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think, I don't know if I would put over Superstar Saga again. I would have to play this one more.
Just
But
to
I
be
do-
safe, then, just toss it right next to Superstar Saga down there. The game.
I think we can keep it here. You definitely played this. You. I think when it comes to this game, like what you say about it, we should, like, take that into consideration, because again, I haven't played much of it. But if I were to play these two games close to each other, then maybe I would be able to, like, decide. But I feel like that these two could be close, because they're both games that, at the end of the day, really deserved the remakes that they got.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this goes without saying, because I mean it's a tier list video, but it comes down to personal preference with, like,
Exactly.
anything. But especially those two, like, I feel like they're just kind of neck and neck, and, like, whichever combat system or whichever story you prefer. And, you know, if you grew up with Mario RPG, then you'd probably toss that in S, and you'd probably prefer it more than, you know, Superstar Saga. But it just comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's a really good game.
Yeah, but how do we feel about this list, though? How do we... I almost kind of, like, want to just move Bowser's Inside straight to S tier. But, like...
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Because, I don't know, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is looking kind of lonely up there.
Yeah, you can put it there. Then we have to add Super Paper Mario as well, just to, you know, just to round that off. You know.
I think Super
there you
Paper
go.
Mario
Put
goes...
it anywhere up there. I'm not too. Yeah, as long as it's an S. Okay, now it's good. Now we're
Now, hear me out. Now this is the best tier list you will ever see on the internet. Right here, this is the best tier list you will ever see. Superstar is in fact the best Mario game of all time. It is better than Thousand Year Door. It's better than Mario's Odyssey. It's better than Mario Galaxy. This is
I can't listen to this.
All right, well, that's every Mario RPG ranked, I guess. Again, I guess not technically all of them, because we never played these two. I mean, who knows where those would be on our list if we actually played them. But this is all the important Mario RPGs ranked. If you disagree with us, if you agree with us, let us know down below. If you disagree with us, fight us down below, because any of your comments helps boost the video in the algorithm. But anyway,
Your comments will be saved and recorded and sent to the Pentagon. I hope you know. They will be mailed out.
exactly. But yeah, I do want to thank Gerfdas Gaming again for for joining me on this video. Make
Of course,
sure
anytime.
you
Thank
go
for having me.
go check out his channel to get some of that sweet lore of
Yes,
Mario,
the lore.
Pikmin, Sonic, literally anything gaming you could
Yeah,
think
whatever
of.
the hell the flavor of the week is, I don't know. I kind of swap it
Exactly.
around. Who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah.
You can keep up with that sweet lore because we need some of that here on YouTube. But if you did watch this video to the end, what are you doing? You've probably wasted about an hour of your time. But if you did, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, consider giving the video a like and subscribing, as it helps out a lot. And this is the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, signing off. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching our regularly scheduled program. If you'd like to hear more of this beautiful voice, then click right here. Otherwise, subscribe to Christendo. Have a wonderful evening. Or morning. I don't know where you live.